What's up? I'm AJ, and welcome back to Gen Z Garage. Now that the Fiero is done, we're looking at new cars to restore. We could go with something old, or something new.
Or maybe we could restore an import.
Or maybe another Pontiac.
I've thought long and hard, and I've decided that I'm going to get a Corvette.
Oh, not this one. This is the neighbor's. This one.
That's right, a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette. That's right, a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette. This is the car that made it all happen. The big move to Bowling Green, Kentucky, which began the new generation of what's commonly known as the modern Corvette. Why, might you ask? Well, this generation of Corvettes, known as the C4, are incredibly affordable right now. It ushered in a radical new approach to automotive engineering with a completely digital dash, a completely redesigned suspension, modern brakes, and modern handling. And of course, it has the pop-up headlights! This Corvette was purchased from New York. It was an original 50K mile vehicle that unfortunately sat outside for an extended period of time. The interior is a little ratty, and it also had a car fire, but I'll go over all of that. More importantly, however, parts are inexpensive, and this is a solid chassis with which to build upon.
Let's talk about this car. This is a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette with crossfire injectors. We're going to be going over all the stuff that's wrong with it and that I'll be fixing. Starting with the cracked windshield and all of the random bubbling paint that we have here. But I will get it all done and we're going to go over the rest of it right.
Unfortunately, this car sat outside for several years after the original owner died. It was originally a deep burgundy color, but was repainted in the typical Corvette red at some point in its life. The paint job was less than great, with several areas of peeling and bubbling paint. In many cases, they didn't even properly mask off many of the lenses before they painted.
Oh my god, I'm the best. Oh, it's dirty on me. So I don't know why this is like this. It's silver, but for the 84 it's supposed to be black. So we're going to be replacing that. And also, I don't know if this is visible in the camera. I don't know if you can see the tires, but it is cracking like the deserts of Texas, and that needs to be replaced because rubber is not supposed to do that. So we're going to have to reupholster the seats, and the carpets are not looking very good. We can probably see if we can get Mr. Mike to help us out with that because he's really good with this type of stuff. The center console is also a little rattly down there. It's probably not supposed to be like that. So this is from before like airbags were really a thing. They put this in. It's kind of cushiony, but not really. I'm sure it was at some point, but it's not right now. And the passenger would hit their head on this if there was ever a car accident. But we're probably going to remove that because it's just kind of silly and just like put in a glove box. I think this is a stereo from a Cadillac. This measures G-force, and I don't even know what this is, but we're gonna remove it. We're gonna make it all look really nice in here.
Next, we look under the hood.
Oh my god. engine is in the front, which thank the Lord, because oh my gosh, I love the Fiero, but oh my god, it was so hard working on it in the back. We had to like pull the car out of the engine. I don't even know what we were doing. That was scary. But this will make it so much easier because I could just like go into the wheel well to work on the engine. It makes it so much easier. This is a really loud car, I guess, because we've got two sets of horns. We've got one there and one there for some reason. Another thing is there are two sets of positive battery cables. We're gonna be eliminating the smog pump, replacing the belt, and doing a full engine tune-up. So, story time. When we went to pick up this car, we were supposed to pick it up at like 1 a.m. and then the guy actually came and dropped it off at 2 a.m. and then the whole ordeal ended at 5 a.m. I was exhausted. There was like a football game at my school like the night of, and I was like, I had just gotten home. I was so tired. And they couldn't drive in all the way to our house because there's a lot of tree cover where we live. So we had to like get it like halfway there. The fuel pump was messed up and it was completely out of gas and it could like barely hold on.
Needless to say, we were in for a lot of work, starting with the fuel pump. We towed the car home and replaced the fuel sending unit and pump. Despite how filthy the outside looks, the tank was actually quite clean inside, but the lines were completely shot. Furthermore, the fuel pump to pickup tube was completely deteriorated from ethanol-based fuels. Eventually, we replaced the entire unit with a new one, replaced all the rubber hoses, and even used new clamps. We also went ahead and replaced the fuel filter, which is located under the passenger side in front of the door. We went with new rubber lines and hose clamps there as well. And finally, we rebuilt both front throttle bodies in the crossfire injection system. I won't bore you with the process as I've rebuilt these before, but if you want to see a how-to, click the link to my TBI rebuilding video at the top of the screen. Just look at the difference between the two. It's like night and day.
The best part of the car isn't the 5.7 liter engine, it's the pop-up headlights. So as you can see, we have, oh, there's a fluker. We have tons of parts in here. This air filter has a crazy story my dad just told me. Apparently, like, there was a car museum and they had like a fake garage in there, and this was on a shelf in that fake garage for, oh, people restoring classic cars. This was on there and we somehow got it and we're gonna use it to restore this. So it's a brand new air filter for this car. We've got tons of parts just sitting back here waiting to be reinstalled in the car. I am so excited. In the next video, we are going to be starting on cleaning stuff up, and make sure you like and subscribe so you see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This reminds me of the of my first video, what to look for when buying a Fiero, except it's what to look for when buying a Corvette, and it's definitely not this, but I want to restore as much as possible. So for me it is. This is what I want to do. So if you want to see me restore as much as possible, make sure to like and subscribe so you get notifications when I post videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.